Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and in comparison to yesterday's video, this is going to be much easier on the brain. So please enjoy. I'm going to start off with this whale alert. There was 499,999,970 XRP transferred to an unknown wallet, but we do know that it came from the chairman of Ripple, Chris Larson's wallet. So of course, just as you would expect, crazy talk on Twitter with all of these memes that make you smile. Well, it turns out that it was Chris moving some assets, and he was doing so to a company called NYDIG. And he tweeted out that he's really impressed with their security. So the DYNIG, they are providing custody. They've been doing so since 2017. Primarily, they've carved out this niche of high net worth investors, market makers, banks, pensions, charitable foundations, and the like. And they have the head of regulatory affairs on their team, Benjamin Lowski. I think you'll recognize that for a couple of reasons. One, in November 2017, that gentleman was named a board member of Ripple. And you also might recognize it as he is the person who created the Bit license in the state of New York. That is one of the patchworks of regulation that Brian Brooks, I might go as far as saying, he is trying to reduce or eliminate as he is heading up the OCC. I think the most impressive part of that transfer, without a doubt, it is that you can move nearly 500 million XRP in 3 to 4 seconds for only 12 drops. That is 0.000012 XRP. You think about those projects that have been built on the Ethereum network and what they are going through right now. It really shows the value of the XRP ledger and the digital asset XRP. So yesterday, did you catch this conversation between Sam and Bitlord? 2 hours and 48 minutes. It was interesting. I think it's good. The dialogue is good. The dialogue is something that all the communities need to do, and whether or not there is an agreement, that's okay. But what I really was going through as I was listening, Sam is good. He can take a lot of just about every question or situation out there, and he's very well versed because he's very well studied in the space. But many people, even those people who own XRP, really don't understand the company Ripple or the digital asset. And I must admit, there is a lot to understand. This digital asset is doing a lot more than just freeing up tied capital for banks and providing fast, efficient network of ways to move money around the world as it's doing for the PSPs, the payment service providers. But there are a lot of other projects going on, and I'm not talking about projects that are just in the building phase, but I mean projects that are actually up and running and using the digital asset XRP. And some of them are being used independently. Some of them are being used through the investment of the ARM Spring. And it's a lot. It's more than a handful. So I understand there is a lot to keep up with. So we all agree the dialogue is good. And I want to thank Sam and Bitlord for taking on all this time that they did along with Nuggets News there. Bitlord, that is your look. I'm telling you, you looked sharp yesterday. So as I watched this, I was really thinking hard in a serious way of how can the communication about Ripple improve, and also the, of course, digital asset XRP, because I think there's a huge communication breakdown. There is just too much focus on one or two aspects of what's going on in the company and with the digital asset. And people are unfortunately missing the greater picture. So as I was thinking, I thought, well, who can help me create maybe a visual map of everything that's going on? Because maybe this would be of some help. So I thought of Leonidas from the XRP Arcade. And as I was getting ready for this video today, I received this email from him, and it said, "Dear patrons, your support has been truly moving and inspired me to keep up working on the XRP Arcade. Unfortunately, keeping up with the XRP Arcade family and work has been exhausting for me. As many of you may have noticed, I have taken a break from research and news writing. That does not mean I have any less faith in XRP. I will continue to operate XRP Arcade and update its content, but I have turned off our validator since I can't give it the attention it needs. You can continue to support XRP Arcade with your subscription, but if you wish to stop doing so, know that I'm grateful and will always remember your support." Well, I'm sad, of course, to see this. I do think, though, that that balance of work and life and hobby is a very fine line. And I understand, Leonidas, it is a lot of work. I do understand. But I hope that we see you back sooner than later in at least some fashion, because I do know how the research can get under the skin, and I just don't want you to totally disappear. That would be a real loss to the community. So I want to jump now to somebody who is building in this ecosystem and doing it in a way that's with an incredible amount of power. This is Mr. Kitao of SBI. And no, I'm not going to tell you about how he is an economic advisor to the Prime Minister, because he's not. I need to stop that rumor. That is still flying around. Well, he is on the board of Ripple. He's the largest outside shareholder, and he is in the news just about daily now in Japan. It's because that with this new Prime Minister in Japan, Mr. Suga-san, who is front and center here, they really do have an alignment. So the article in this particular case talks about how SBI is going to receive a tailwind because of their similar focus, especially when it comes to revitalizing the local communities and the regional banks. So I think that that's a good thing that Mr. Suga has Mr. Kitao. And the most interesting article out there that was floating around is one that Mr. Kitao also retweeted today. So I imagine that what is written here is close to being true. You know me, I'm so skeptical of what I read because there's just not a lot of good media out there. But this article says that SBI will accept an investment in MoneyTap from Ripple. MoneyTap is the mobile apps payments app that runs on the Ripple tech. And in addition to this investment, Japan will also welcome 2 yakuin, which means employees or directors, staff, officers. I mean, it comes out literally as officers, but it just means that when they accept these 2 people from Ripple, they're going to be put in the director's position of this company, MoneyTap, that actually is a separate entity. It's freestanding under the holdings company. And it's just amazing that it's not 1, it's 2. I think that means this project is pretty darn big. They've got something big going on here. It also made a point in this article to say that it will not use SWIFT for the international leg of moving money. Pretty funny. And Mr. Kitao, he was on TV again with his 67th episode on Sunday. This was a very interesting episode because he had a guest, Mr. Kazuhide Sekiyama, who is a person who's developed the world's first made fiber that is made of microbial fermentation. It uses no petrol oil or chemicals. It's brewed protein fibers from plants, and it uses the sugar as the primary raw ingredient. It's breathable, it's waterproof, and it has excellent heat retention. So this company, which is called Spiber, did a collaboration with the company called North Face. I think most Americans know this brand, and I think very many outside of the US also know it. So they created this jacket. Unfortunately, it is only available in Japan. It sells for about $1,500 US. It's a pretty big price tag. But it was so much in demand, so many people wanted to buy it, that they've had to do a lottery for the sales, which I can't remember any piece of clothing I've seen go on a lottery before. Looks great though. I like it. And it's not just a parka that this company can do. Let me just show you that they were in Paris for Fashion Week last year. So this is really, I think, beautiful fabric. And how great it is to know that it is completely made from natural fibers. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so did you think we were in the fluff? No, now we're officially in the fluff. Japan is always a little wacky. They have created the world's smallest Rubik's Cube. Well, I can't even do the big one, so I can tell you I won't be able to do the small one either. And unfortunately, we see more and more of these businesses who are unable to keep their doors open. I think this is going to be happening all around the globe. And they're focusing on businesses that have, quite a history, 40, 50, 60, over 100 years. This is a restaurant. It's the 500th business to go out and close its doors permanently in Japan that has quite a history. They were in business for 45 years. It's just been too difficult for them to hang on. And I think that a year from now, it's going to look really ugly because there's going to just be, I think, more and more of these businesses that will not be able to endure the hardships of the time that we're in. But there's one part of Tokyo that is still booming. This is Shibuya. Everybody knows this is my favorite part of the city. If I meet you in Tokyo somewhere, chances are it's going to be somewhere in Shibuya. And there's something very funny that has happened in the last 5 days. There's a new business that went in. That business went into this company right here, Tsutaya. 5 days ago, they opened up with 6,000 VHS tapes. For real. And I have been reading different articles and watching some uploads on Twitter, and I guess it's all the rage with the young people who want to go there, and the 20s something rent the machine and take home a VHS tape with, of course, it's going to be older titles. Who would have guessed that? I would have never thought that a business like this was going to be so popular. But it is. I guess all things eventually come back around, right? All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.